More Americans are being left in the dark as soaring electricity prices trigger power shutoffs nationwide. Just in New York City alone, there has been over 111,000 shutoffs so far this year. 14 million Americans are facing debt collections because of their utility bills, and the average overdue balance is nearly $800, up 32% since just 3 years ago. Let's bring in energy economist and executive director of NEADA, Mark Wolf. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today. Talk to us about this landscape that is terrifying.
Well, electric prices are up. We're almost at record levels. These are the highest prices we've seen in 10 years. Since January, the cost of electricity has gone up almost 10%. In this winter, the average bill for families who use electricity, for example, to heat their home, could be about $100 more than last year. This comes on top of higher summer cooling costs. So families are getting hit with both seasons now. It used to just be an expensive winter. Now we have an expensive winter and expensive summer.
What breaks my heart and adds to this tragedy exponentially are the deaths associated with this. And for example, there's a law in Arizona that prevents utility companies from shutting off power because of the death of an 82-year-old woman. Her name was Kate, who died in the sweltering heat. Talk to us about the dangers for these people that might be living without then heat or cool.
Well, for families that don't have, say, air conditioning, for example, in the summer, we're learning more and more what happens, especially people in frail health, the elderly, disabled people, families with young children. If they can't afford the cost of summer cooling, for example, they won't turn it on because they're afraid of the bill. And the bills are getting higher every year. Winter heating is a little bit different because if you don't turn on your heat, your pipes can freeze. So people will keep sometimes the heat down to a very low level. Sometimes it's not even safe. Remember that half the families that receive Social Security in the United States have no other source of income. This is it, their Social Security check. When prices go up for, say, electricity, you have no other choice. You can't switch to something else. And so I think what we're learning as a society is that we have to think of ways to help low and moderate, even middle-income families now pay the cost of electricity. And they're going up in ways we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, Fox News polls we can pop up on the screen show the majority saying that costs have increased last year in lockstep with the statistics that you cited. But what can be done to lower these prices rather than just simply help these families pay it off?
Well, the most important thing right now, because we're looking at long-term increases in electricity, is to think about your house as a system. Do whatever you can to use less of it. So it's not just that the cost of electricity is going up. It's hotter in the summer. We're having a cold winter, so you're using more of it. So the kinds of things that maybe the family's been putting off, think of every way to make your home more energy efficient, turn down the heat at night. There are things you can do to lower the bill. But the biggest problem as a society, we have to think about how do we make energy more affordable? Because right now, these are costs we haven't seen in a long time. Families are struggling with other, expenses that are going up, food, medicine, but everyone gets an electric bill.
Oh, my mother used to make these incredible blankets that kept us warm, and I think about that, and I think about the families who don't have that, and just my heart breaks for them, and to also send the message that if you need help, ask for help, because there are programs and ways for people to take care of these people so that they don't freeze or swelter to death. Mark Wolf, thank you so much for this. We'll be sure to keep following your expert analysis on this really troubling topic.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.